Man, that's a hard one to follow, man. That's a hard one to follow. This is the general, y'all. See what I'm saying? So the question is, what is hip hop?
First, just who you are, how you came to hip hop, and then, you know, what's your definition?
That's a good question. Peace, I'm Morpheus Magnetic, also known as Kenyatta Amen. Some of you guys might know me as Merciful or Merce. That did a cut back in the day, known as East Union Street Hustlers. And at the time, it was like it was like the 90s. It was like the beginning of the 90s, the end of the 80s. So crack was cracking, gangs was banging, guns was popping, everything. You know, people who had no affiliation and didn't even know about gang, they seen colors and lost their mind. So people was in the streets acting like they didn't know how to act. So a lot of people come from like a different neighborhood south of here, California to be specific, and they wanted to take over Seattle. So we was like, well, you can try it if you like, but there's already people here. What you do down in Cali, that's what we do up here. It's just y'all in Cali and we up here. But the same way you would treat somebody who came to your neighborhood, we're gonna treat you. Coming to our neighborhood on some disrespect, and that's what happened. Kind of as a result of that, they labeled a lot of us as gang members, you know, or as a gang. East Union Street Hustlers, that wasn't what it was about. It was about money, period. Some people sold dope, some people sold music. I was one of those people that sold music. So I wrote about it. You know, the mainstream stuff that was going on in Seattle was that everybody was talking about my posse's on Broadway, right? But the street was talking about it. Yeah, I guess we are up on Broadway today. But you know, Broadway wasn't where it jumped off. It came to Broadway, but it, you know, that wasn't where it jumped off. And back in the day, in the 80s, it was on Broadway. But in the 90s, when Colors and stuff was out, it was on East Union. You know what I mean? It was down in the valley. It was on Jackson. It was on Yesler. It was out on Cloverdale. It was out on Rainier. Occasionally went down to the Seattle Center, did a little something, a couple mixes and whatnot, with your guy Nasty Ness, mix a lot of them. You know, we would come, and I had a group back then. It was called the Schoolboys. You guys know BZ2000? Okay, BZ2000. You guys know Damani Williams? Okay, you guys know Framework. You guys know the Framework? He's one of the guys who put out Framework with Kid Barre Entertainment, I think that's what it's called. So we had a group called the Schoolboys, and you know, it was kicking it pretty tough, man. There was like Duracell, that was Silver Shadow in them. These guys, they was in the mix. Before you guys was Criminal Nation, it was something else, right?
America's Most Wanted.
That was filthy too. They used to come, and we used to see them, we'd be like, okay, we need to go back. But there was a whole bunch of them. It was like the Wu-Tang in Seattle. It was like, oh, we gotta have our stuff super solid. So that came out. We sold about 10,000 copies of the East Union Street Hustlers. We was on KCMU for like 18 weeks. It was just, you know, it was all the way in. It was in Spin Magazine. It was in the First Source Magazine. The first 3 of them. They was talking about it when it was printed on out of the college campus on regular paper and whatnot. You know, so it was cool. So what I saw was that I saw hip hop kind of going to the left and to the right. I saw some people getting more savage, and I saw some people getting more knowledge. I seen KRS-One, he started to stop the violence movement because a dude named his partner, Scott Rock, got killed. You know? So that was like the first little tinge of us seeing, yeah, you can rap about this, but you can get killed doing this. You know, Jam Master Jay, he got it too recently. You know what I'm saying? Tupac, Biggie. So my experience in it was that since it's a reality music, it's a First Amendment art form, in that you can say what you like. Ice-T told you, man, it's freedom of speech, but watch what you say. You can say whatever you want to say, but there's repercussions to whatever you say, whatever you do. You can think whatever you want to think, but when you open up your mouth, your brain is on display. And those words are going to come back to you. You see what I'm saying? So I say that to say that hip-hop, to me, today, more than anything, back then and today and tomorrow, it's always a redefinition thing. It's always a redefinition, because the world is always going to say, you're a nigga. No, I'm not. I'm black. I always have been, always will be. The world is always going to say, you have to dance like this. We're going to say, no, we're going to dance like this. They're always going to say, you should wear this. You should wear these tight pants and these Vans. Nah, I'm not doing that. I look too good in this to put that on. Why would I put that on? Huh? Hip-hop brought this style in. I don't know who brought the tight jeans. I think that was Paris who slid that into hip-hop. And I ain't mad at them. They're gonna try to do what they do, but hip hop always redefine and shake off the shingles. You know what I mean? And come fresh. But they said Jesus is the Word made flesh. We're the Word made fresh.
Yeah.
Mathematics made fresh. Physics made fresh. Fresh. Copper popping. Two-stepping. Sideways. Jiggy. All that, you know? We can take a subject that no kids want to listen to in high school and make it the most interesting subject and captivate the whole world with it. That's what we do, because it's music, what? The universal language. You put some other things with it.
The presentation you're going to be doing
It's
later.
even broader. So the presentation I'm going to be doing a little later, you guys, is called The New Word Order versus the New World Order. And we all know what the New World Order is. Now they done tried to pull hip-hop and say there's a hip-hop Illuminati. And I'm like, well, if you know what hip-hop is, awareness and elevation, there's no way you're going to be in the Illuminati. So that's a misnomer, to put them two words together, you know what I'm saying? So, because what hip-hop is, like I said, it's a redefinition movement, okay? So that it's a new word order. Words are put together differently. Words have different energy behind them. The whole dictionary has been rearranged. We remixed the English language with a beat to it. You know? But then you got the New World Order. So what we're talking about is two value systems. One value system, the New World Order, is trying to impose itself on the New Word Order, hip-hop. So now it's all about how much you wearing, how much it costs. We didn't even buy clothes back then. We stole clothes. We never bought clothes. We didn't buy drum machines. We stole drums. I mean, right? That's just how it went. We didn't have no money to buy expensive clothes. Now it's about how much money you spent on your joints. I'm like, ooh, wait a minute now. I didn't interject that. Did you write that into the rule book? No. Who wrote that into the rule book? Probably somebody who makes the shoes and the rims. And what's his name? Jacob the Jeweler? Yeah.
That was actually Steve Stout that made that Jacob the Jeweler.
Okay. Yeah. So, you know, it's a redefinition movement, y'all. There's been a lot of false, ignorant stigmas that's been put on us. You know what I'm saying? As hip-hop, as people with color, because I'm not a person of color. I'm not a color crayon. I'm a person with color. It's a lot of ignorant stigmas that's been put on us. So we using hip-hop to redefine those things, man, to say who we really are, not who they want us to be. And that's peace.